In response to the United States sanctions and arms sales to Taiwan, China has imposed sanctions on 5 American defense companies. Greetings and salutations to everyone. In today's video, we will be discussing the recent sanctions imposed by China on 5 American defense companies. These sanctions were a response to the US arms sales to Taiwan and the US sanctions on Chinese companies and individuals. As a result of these sanctions, the affected companies will have their assets frozen in China, and individuals and organizations in China will be prohibited from conducting business with them. The Chinese Foreign Ministry expressed that these actions by the US have infringed upon China's sovereignty and security interests, disrupted peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, and violated the rights and interests of Chinese entities. It is worth noting that this announcement comes just days before the upcoming presidential election in Taiwan. Without further delay, let us dive into our discussion on this matter. In response to the United States arms sales to Taiwan and sanctions on Chinese companies and individuals, China declared sanctions on 5 American defense-related companies on Sunday. According to an online statement by the Foreign Ministry, the imposed sanctions will result in the freezing of any properties owned by the companies in China, as well as the prohibition of business transactions between organizations and individuals in China with said companies. The potential consequences of the sanctions imposed on BAE Systems, Land and Armaments, Alliant Tech Systems Operations, AeroVironment, Viasat, and Data Link Solutions remain uncertain. Typically, these sanctions hold little practical significance since American defense contractors rarely engage in sales transactions with China. As a result, their impact is often limited to symbolic gestures. According to the Foreign Ministry, the actions taken by the United States have had a detrimental impact on China's sovereignty and security interests, while also posing a threat to peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait and infringing upon the rights and interests of Chinese corporations and individuals. According to the statement from the ministry, the Chinese government is resolute in its commitment to protect national sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity, as well as the lawful rights and interests of Chinese companies and citizens. Just days before the presidential election in Taiwan, an announcement was made regarding the government's approach to handling its relationship with China, which asserts its territorial claim over the self-governing island and insists on its governance. This election is largely centered around this issue. Without explicitly mentioning the specific arms deal or US sanctions, the Chinese Foreign Ministry responded to previous warnings made by spokesperson Wang Wenbin. 3 weeks ago, Wang had cautioned that China would retaliate in response to the US government's endorsement of a $300 million military package for Taiwan in December. This package encompasses provisions for equipment, training, and equipment repair to ensure the preservation of Taiwan's command, control, and military communications capabilities. According to a news release from the Defense Security Cooperation Agency of the Pentagon, the sale announced by the United States aims to bolster the modernization efforts of Taiwan's military and ensure a strong defense. The proposed sale is expected to enhance the recipient's readiness to confront both present and future threats, thereby improving their capability to respond effectively. The issue of Taiwan has become a significant source of tension in the relationship between the United States and China, with experts expressing concerns that it could potentially escalate into armed conflict. China argues that the sale of weapons by the US to Taiwan constitutes interference in its internal affairs. As a means of discouraging the Taiwanese government from officially declaring independence, the Chinese military frequently dispatches fighter planes and ships to patrol the waters surrounding Taiwan. Although an invasion does not seem imminent, the ongoing military operations serve as a constant reminder of the persistent threat. In 1979, the United States made the decision to alter its diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to China. However, according to its own legislation, the US is obligated to safeguard Taiwan's capacity for self-defense. As a demonstration of this commitment, the US and its allies navigate naval vessels through the Taiwan Strait, a waterway that spans 160 kilometers, 100 miles, and serves as a division between the island and China. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.